1967 first team Associated Press All-America. May off the play fake from the 41. Good protection, throws over the middle, and a juggling catch at the 44-yard line by Eric Starr, who picks up 3. It'll be second down and 7. The Arizona defense. Mataele is a kid who was born in Tonga, grew up here in Hawaii, but didn't play high school football. And he comes back home. There are the linebackers. Evans was the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year, and Chuck Cecil is the best of that portion. Second down, 7 from the 44-yard line. Starr fights his way to the 46, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for North Carolina.
One of the things that Dick Crum would like to do offensively is establish a little bit of the running game. Arizona very stingy against the rush. He knows that May, as good a quarterback as he is, can't afford to throw all day long. So nice balance, as he mentioned at the top of the show, is what he's looking for this afternoon.
3rd down, 4 at the 47-yard line. May on a roll to his left, will keep it, seeking the first down, and should have it if they give him forward progress to the 48-yard line, and they do as they look over toward the sticks, and it will be a first down as Dan Lockett, number 49, makes the tackle. We'll have a chance to take a profile look at Mark May at halftime. An unusual story.
One of the most sought-after high school athletes in North Carolina history. We told you about the shoulder surgery he had 2 seasons ago. He's still not 100%. Dick Crum told us in some of the practices here this afternoon, but look at those numbers he's rung up in just about 6 games this year, Al.
1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, and it's Starr for a gain of 3. And what's unusual to note here, Mike, is that through the years, North Carolina has been noted for its linebackers and its running backs. They, year after year, seem to have a 1,000-yard rusher, and they did this year as well, but he's not here today. And thus the burden really falls on the shoulders of Mark May.
And that man is Starr, who we just saw carry the football.
2nd down, 7. North Carolina at the Arizona 45. Early first quarter. No score. Draw to Starr. Fights his way forward for a gain of 4 to the 41-yard line, and we will be 3rd down and 3. George Hinkle, number 97, making the stop. Through the years, when you think of some of the Carolina greats, you go back to Choo-Choo Justice, and then in recent times with Amos Lawrence and Kelvin Bryant and Ethan Horton, but you don't think about quarterbacks.
Larry Elkins is the only really big name that comes to mind, but he was never the pure passer that Mark May is.
3rd and 3. Swing pass to Starr, who's been the main man, and Starr has a first down as he is out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So Starr on the ground and Starr in the air, and a couple of back-to-back first downs for the Tar Heels.
Just a basic little swing pass. They fake to the fullback. Starr's all alone, almost as good as a run. Sometimes when a kid knows that the burden is on his shoulders, he realizes this is a chance for him to shine this afternoon. He's a junior. He'd like to be part of Dick Crum's offense next year. Maybe he can take that job away from Fenner.
Had a big day against Duke when he spelled Fenner, who was injured in the season finale from the 37-yard line. It's Starr again. He fumbles the ball. Loose at the 31. And the pile up there. And the Wildcats have it. Boomer Gibson, number 44, recovers.
Little sprint draw. Starr, number 37, looks to be the man who got a hand on the football. Dana Wells, the nose tackle. And it's Arizona's football.
So the Wildcats will have it back as we have gotten underway in Honolulu with 10:24 to play, first period. To play in the first period. Arizona ball as Adams takes it out to the 35. 34-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Good chance to look at quarterback Alfred Jenkins, Arizona's all-time leading quarterback in terms of passing yardage. His numbers for 1986. And as he goes this afternoon, so go the Wildcats.
2nd and 7 from the 34. And the Wildcats out of the shotgun with Jenkins swinging it out to Adams. And Adams is stopped for a loss of 1 back at the 32 by Tim Goad. And I think it will be interesting to observe the quarterback Jenkins, Mike, who has been bothered of late with tendinitis and has limited his throwing in recent practices. Alfred Jenkins, who wants to be a quarterback in the pros, though some pro scouts have other ideas. They see him as a defensive back and possibly a tight end. Incomplete out of the 45-yard line. And it'll be 4th down. John Horton was the intended receiver. And Arizona with Rodriguez will kick for the 2nd time in the first 6 minutes of the game.
That was an example of why Larry Smith has been disappointed with Jenkins at times this season. He can be very erratic, much like that proverbial little girl. When he's good, he's very, very good. And when he's off the mark, well, it's another story.
Rodriguez to kick. Again, the breeze is not much of a factor because there isn't any at the moment. The flags are lit. Good rush, and Rodriguez forced to get the kick away in a hurry, and it's a high kick that takes a very good Arizona bounce. And on the stat sheet, that'll look like a beauty. 48 yards for Rodriguez. North Carolina has it at its own 19 when we come back.
One of the things that North Carolina wants to do this afternoon is make some things happen on the special teams. Watch Sterling Hayden, number 20, almost gets a piece of this football by Ruben Rodriguez. Unfortunately, Ruben got the bounce, and North Carolina's got the football fairly deeper in their own territory than they thought they might have it.
About 28 yards in the air and then 20 more on the ground, and thus the Tar Heels begin from their own 19-yard line. May faking one way, throwing the other, complete to Brad Locke. And Locke can't get to the outside. He is tackled by Chuck Cecil, who comes up from the secondary at the 18-yard line. A loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11.
We're going to hear Chuck Cecil's name called a lot of times this afternoon. He was the MVP of last year's Sun Bowl in the 13-13 tie with Georgia. As you look at backup quarterback Jonathan Hall flashing the signals in, the quarterback Mark May. Dick Crum used to do that until a broken shin bone sidelined him mid-season.
But Crum has shed his crutches, at least for the moment. This is Starr again, and he can't get anywhere. The Wildcats are very tough against the rush. Byron Evans and Troy Seifers in on the stop. And so it'll be 3rd down. This program, an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports. We pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WGHP, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem.
3rd and 13. North Carolina from its own 17. Over the middle to Locke. And he is dropped at the 22. So he picks up about 5. And North Carolina will have to kick. Boomer Gibson, who recovered a fumble on North Carolina's last drive, was in on the tackle. And thus each team has been stymied on its first 2 possessions, and the Tar Heels to kick. Kenny Miller to boot it away. Derek Hill back as the single safety, and an end-over-end wobbly angle kick that goes out of bounds near midfield and is a penalty marker down back at the 22-yard line. 31-yard kick as they spotted at the 47, but let's see about the penalty. Doug Toole, the referee. And Toole discussing the options with Byron Evans of Arizona. Obviously telling us the call is against North Carolina.
Doubt very much that Arizona would want Carolina to kick it again, given the fact that it was only a 31-yard punt, and it looks like they're going to have them do that.
Yeah, that's surprising. And in as much as they would have had the ball at their own 47-yard line, it was not a good kick. And what it amounts to is a reprieve.
Holding, offense, 4th down.
So a reprieve for the North Carolina punter, Kenny Miller. And let's see how it turns out, as Arizona would have had it at its own 47. This kick about the same distance, fielded at the 50 and dropped after a fair catch had been called for, and recovered again. So they're just about where they would have been whether the penalty had been accepted or declined. 6:56 to go in this scoreless first period.
Thursday, the 9th-ranked Auburn Tigers meet the USC Trojans in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Action begins live at 12 Eastern on ABC Sports.
Hawaii in December, much like Hawaii any time of the year. June, April, October. The beautiful scenery, the gorgeous weather. Two teams have enjoyed themselves and gotten in some work. Each team has practiced each day it has been here early in the morning. And now they meet in the Aloha Bowl, where we're scoreless. First quarter, 6:56 to go. And before the play is gotten off by the Wildcats, we have a whistle. And delay of game against the University of Arizona.
I don't know if you noticed Jenkins inside his face mask wearing a pair of sunglasses. He didn't do that during practice this week, but as Arizona marches down the field and
Offense, 1st down.
as he's got the sun staring him right in the face.
That man is cool.
He's cool. The sun is always shining for Alfred.
1st and 15. Wildcats at their own 42-yard line. And staying on the ground and out past the 45 goes Charles Webb. They have Webb, Joe Pryor, and Chris McLemore as alternating fullbacks. The best runner of the three has been McLemore, but he suffered a broken bone in his foot and has been on the mend, though he will see action today. Charles Webb getting the start this afternoon. 2nd down, 11. Arizona from its own 47-yard line. Fake to Adams. They send him out into the pattern, and Jenkins has to scramble. Jenkins for Adams, who makes the catch at the 30. He gets to the 20, fumbles the football. North Carolina gets it back at the 11. Walter Bailey winds up with the football. So Adams in the play initially because of the play fake, then out into the pattern, springs loose, and the long gainer winds up being negated by the fumble.
And you have to give Alfred Jenkins an awful lot of credit here. He gets out of the grasp of these North Carolina defenders. Adams has beaten Walter Bailey, who had come across the entire field to cover David. David's a great pass receiver, but he can't hang on to the football here. And again, another turnover has killed an Arizona chance.
North Carolina 1st and 10 now from its own 12-yard line. Still no score. First quarter. Starr, and he's been the workhorse early on, picking up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
David, usually a fairly reliable ball handler, just really tackled from behind. Never saw the defender coming. Norris Davis knocked the ball out of his hands, number 4. That's what cost it. Walter Bailey recovered the fumble.
2nd down and 6. Tar Heels from their own 16-yard line. May, on a very slow developing play, is able to step up and then throws incomplete. The pass a little high and in and out of the hands of James Thompson, the fullback. 3rd 3rd and 6. And the backup quarterback, Jonathan Hall, who started the season as the #1 quarterback. And then as fate would have it, on his best day, a 4-touchdown performance against Wake Forest, he wound up getting injured. And that's when May got his chance to start. And he has started every game since. May 4 out of 5, but for only 13 yards. So he's gotten the minimum out of the maximum. On 3rd and 6, May over the middle, man open and caught at the 34 by Eric Streeter, their leading receiver, for a first down. He caught 37 during the regular season.
One thing you can't do with Mark May is allow him to time the throw. Eric Streeter cuts underneath the coverage, zone coverage by Arizona. May's throw is right on the mark, and not too much you can do about that when May has all day long to throw.
Gain of 18, and the Tar Heels now with 5 minutes to go in the first period have it 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Starr for a gain of 6 out to the 40-yard line. So they're trying to run against an Arizona defense which is very tough against the run and has been susceptible through the year against the pass. Larry Smith has done a very good job at the U of A. What he'd like to do today is win this game for one particular reason. Arizona has never won a bowl game, not in the history of the school. 2nd and 4. And it's Starr. Stop back of the line of scrimmage.
Number 97, George Hinkle, the man who made the initial stop.
Spotted at the 40 as he got back close to the original line. 3rd down and 4, a long 4 at the 40. Wildcats nearly jumped. Quarterback draw. Good call, first down as May takes it out to the 50.
Mark May has done an excellent job of mixing it up. Run play action passes, run the sprint draw, and that time the quarterback draw. And he's not known especially for his running prowess, but he's doing just enough to keep Arizona honest on defense.
1st and 10 from the 50. May to the 39-yard line to Eric Lewis. Lewis, if they give him forward progress, would have the first down, and they do. He made the catch at the 39-yard line, and then Martin Rudolph pushed him back, but it's a first down at the 39.
Al, you mentioned some of the problems that Arizona does have on pass defense. Here, Eric Lewis working one-on-one against Rudolph. Rudolph gives him enough cushion that he can cut in front and make the reception. An indication of just how strong Mark May's arm is throwing that out pattern.
Tar Heels at the 38 on first down, and they give it to Brad Locke, the fullback, and there's nothing cooking in the middle of the Arizona defensive front. It'll be 2nd and 10. Dick Crum has been on crutches. Many of you know that Crum broke his shin bone when Derek Fenner, his tailback, ran into him on the sideline at the Florida State game early in the season. So he's been hobbling around. But for the first time this season, he's able to stand without benefit of some help. On 2nd and 10, the catch is made over the middle by Lewis at the 33-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 5. So May mixing them up on this drive as North Carolina tries to capitalize on the David Adams fumble. Under 2 minutes to play. First period, late morning in Honolulu and Aloha Stadium, which holds 50,000, about half full. May pitches it back to Starr, and he gets turned inside stopped back at the 35-yard line. Chuck Cecil came up to make the tackle. And you can see why he is so highly regarded.
Not just a good football player, good student, all Pac-10, all academic player as well.
And hobbling a little bit after that play.
But I think you'd need a forklift to drag him out of this football game, or any football game for that matter. He's that kind of player. Larry Smith loves that kind of effort and loves Chuck Cecil.
And Cecil stays in there, and he drops back to the 10-yard line to receive the kick as Kenny Miller stands at the 50. On 4th and 7, North Carolina having the punt. And taking this penalty to give Miller more of an angle. At this point, a 5-yard call oftentimes works to your benefit, gives you that much more room to work with when you're a punter.
Dead ball. Delay of game.
And what Arizona can do to offset that is decline the penalty, and that's exactly what they have done. So it's a good ploy, and you try to get it to work, but if the defense is alert, they decline it, as Arizona has done. Miller, a high kick, and right down the middle, and caught at the 6-yard line. A nice play made there by John Keller to down it at the 6. Arizona football with 38 seconds to go in the period. No score. Our beautiful 50th state.
Thank you, sir.
And it is jammed these days. No space available, at least on the island of Oahu, in our informal survey. Plenty of room, though, at Aloha Stadium before a crowd of about 25,000 as Arizona starts from its own 6-yard line, and David Adams tries to give them some extra room with which to work, and the little tailback takes it out to the 10. David Adams at 5'6", and he weighs in at about 170 pounds. But he's been a big man for Larry Smith, and he's backed up by a good-looking freshman in Art Greathouse, a man that will see some action, I'm sure, in the second period. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Van Jenkins does get the play off, and it's Adams who ends the first period. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Mitch White. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5 coming up when we start the second quarter in Honolulu. Arizona and North Carolina scoreless after 1. Al Michaels and Mike Adamle with you from Honolulu. The 5th annual Aloha Bowl, a scoreless first period. We start the second quarter. Arizona at its own 11-yard line, and it's 3rd down and 6 with Jenkins rolling to his right and under pressure, throwing back into traffic, incomplete. He tried to hit his tight end Vince Lottie, and Ron Burton, the defensive end, put the pressure on. It's been a battle of the punters thus far, and Arizona will have to kick again. Final score in the Gator Bowl at Jacksonville today. The Clemson Tigers beat the Stanford Cardinal 27-21. The Pac-10 has sent 6 teams to postseason bowl games, but the first 2 have been defeated. Washington losing to Alabama in the Sun Bowl. Stanford going down to a defeat at the hands of Clemson today, and now we'll see about Arizona, team number 3 against North Carolina. Rodriguez under pressure, but gets away a beauty. Taken at the 49-yard line, and fair caught there by Eric Lewis. And North Carolina will have it in Wildcat territory early in the second quarter.
The USF&G Sugar Bowl features 2 top 10 teams in a New Year's Day showdown. 5th-ranked Nebraska takes on number 6 LSU Thursday on ABC Sports.
Maybe it's the early starting time, but I expected a little more offense by both teams. As you can see, not much happened during that first quarter. The only drives really generated were by North Carolina, and they've got a chance to do it with the ball resting inside the Arizona territory at the 49.
Carolina 1st and 10 now. May is the quarterback. North Carolina's time of possession. A big disparity there as well in the first period as Torrin Dorn. His first first carry of the day. That's him a couple. Carolina had the ball for 10:27 to 4:33 for the U of A in the first quarter. College basketball on ABC as we head into the new year, and it begins on the 18th of January with a doubleheader. 2 o'clock Eastern time. LSU will take on Kentucky, and then the defending national champion Louisville Cardinals against the Purdue Boilermakers on Sunday, the 18th of January. 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line. Torrin Dorn, loose ball at the 44, and it's been the play of the day. Another fumble, and this time it's the Wildcats who are the beneficiaries.
Al, you're going to see one hellacious lick put on by number 6, Chuck Cecil. He's the man who forced the fumble. He's the Arizona strong safety, and now you know why. Watch Torrin Dorn, 44, and there Cecil delivers the lick, sticks his helmet through the ball and pops it loose.
Cecil, he's not a wild man. I had a chance to visit with him before the game. Very respectful, refers to everybody as Mr. And you would never know what a terror he is in the secondary. From the 44, Art Greathouse, his first carry. And there is Cecil, the outstanding safety, and a man who will be back next year.
A man not blessed with outstanding athletic ability, but every time he takes the football field, he said, I want to be someone, an impact player, someone that people take notice of. And we certainly took notice of him there.
2nd down, 5, Arizona from the 49-yard line. The freshman Art Greathouse is the tailback. And it's the up back, Joe Pryor, number 32, who is stopped for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Greathouse is an interesting story. He's a kid who grew up wanting to attend Arizona State and winding up going to the University of Arizona in a recruiting coup for the U of A.
His brother George went to ASU. His dad went there. I think his mother's on the faculty.
Good-looking freshman. So Adams is on the bench in the second period. And a split backs this time on 3rd and 5. The deep drop and the throw over the middle is complete for a first down to the 39-yard line. As Jenkins rifled it right over the middle, and the U of A has another first down.
You can see him swinging his arm around and around, trying to get some movement. Don't let it get tight. But you can see that why they're high on him and why this man is Arizona's all-time leading passer. He can throw the football, but he's got to have time, and there he found his wide receiver, Jeff Farham, number 18. The Steve Largent type of their offense.
That's Arizona's first down from the 39-yard line. Jenkins going over the middle, and it's knocked down. Derek Hill was the intended receiver, and coming from behind, Victor Bullock. And Bullock able to break up the play. Bullock is taking the spot of Derek Donald, probably the best of the Carolina defensive backs, who has the flu and won't play today.
Play action fake, and Jenkins went right to work on Victor Bullock. Jonathan Horton had a step on him, or Derek Hill rather, number 82, and Bullock, number 15, sticks his hand up over the shoulder pads and makes the fine defensive play. That's the way to do it. That's the way they draw it up.
2nd and 10, Arizona at the North Carolina 39. No score. 12:18 to play in the half, and Jenkins is going to take a timeout. So Jenkins over to visit with Larry Smith with 12:18 to play on a hot day in Honolulu. No score in the 5th annual Aloha Bowl. Diamond Head, some 8 or 9 miles to the east. We are what they would say is ever west of Diamond Head as we come to you from the Mackay sideline, facing Malcolm. And Arizona has the ball, 2nd down and 10 at the 39. Charles Webb picks up 5 as he gets to the 34. I want you to pay attention, Mike, because you're going to get a quiz on these directions later.
All right. We have a head start, having spent the portion of your broadcasting career here on the islands and loving every minute of it?
Absolutely.
Pleasant memories.
All we're missing today are the trade winds. Again, if you tuned in late, very, very hot. No breeze and no score. Early in the second period. 3rd down and 5 from the 34-yard line as Jenkins throws, and a juggling catch is made at the 26-yard line by Kip Lewis for a first down. Sophomore out of Mountain View, California.
Lewis working against number 29, Walter Bailey, who is really North Carolina's what they call up end. Little zone coverage here. He pulls up short, has enough yardage for the first down like every receiver is taught to do. Juggles the ball momentarily but hangs on for the reception. And Arizona in business inside the 30.
1st and 10, U of A at the 26-yard line. The fake to Greathouse, and Jenkins throws back over the middle. And it is caught and then fumbled by Greathouse, who comes up with it at the 17-yard line. So that was a live ball, and he's able to hold on, and it turns out to be a 9-yard pickup. 2nd and 1.
Little sprint out action. Jenkins dumping it across the middle. Good idea, good sound offensive strategy, but you got to hang on.
2nd down, 1. Arizona driving. It's their deepest penetration at the Carolina 17, and a whistle before the ball was snapped. And it's against the U of A for illegal procedure. Bad time for that to happen. 2nd and 1, pretty much a free play, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a 2nd and 6. Dick Crum began his head coaching career at Miami of Ohio, known as the cradle of coaches. Similarity here, Larry Smith, the U of A coach, was
start. Offense,
an assistant.
2nd down.
Under Bo Schembechler.
Yep.
It's amazing how many wonderful people they have turned out over the years at school. Cradle of coaches.
Schembechler coach there, Ara Parsegian, Woody Hayes,
Johnny Pott.
2nd and 6. On the end around, it's Derek Hill looking for some room, and he is stopped shy of the first down, run down at the 18-yard line by the linebacker Mitch White.
North Carolina, one of their concerns coming into this game was the team speed of Arizona. In 2 of their losses this year to Clemson and LSU, team speed really hurt them. But today they've done a really excellent job of containing. Even here, this play looked like it had some big yardage written all over it. Hill turns the corner, but North Carolina is right there to stop the play and avoid any real big damage.
3rd down and 1. Arizona at the 18. Is back in the game, and Adams should have the first down, getting close to the 15-yard line. David Adams wrapping up his career. Brett Rudolph making the tackle, number 54. Still no score with 10:04 to play in the first half. The game has yet to develop any real rhythm or tempo. It's hot. We've had some fumbles and some punts, and now Arizona with a decent drive. First down as Adams takes it down to the 10 for a pickup of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the U of A.
Big story so far has been the turnovers. You look at Tim Goad, an all-ACC performer.
Second and 5. Horton and Fairholm are both split to the left for the Wildcats. From the 10. Keep it on the ground, and Adams upended as he reaches the 8-yard line, and it's Goad, number 76, in on the stop again. And it will be 3rd and call it 2.5.
Derek Hill about to come in from the Arizona sideline with the play.
Chuck Stobart, the offensive coordinator. Former head coach at the University of Utah. Third down and a long 2 from the 8. And starting in motion one way and coming back the other was Chuck Knox, number 33. Flag goes down. Jenkins loses the ball out of bounds near the first down marker as he was hit by Antonio Goss. And Larry Smith and the rest of us will look on as the call is made here by Doug Toll. And it's against Arizona.
Larry talking to backfield coach Clarence Shellman. Every time they've been in a position to get closer for a score, a turnover or a penalty. And like you said earlier, it's really a game without any definitive rhythm.
Some repair work being done to the equipment of Jenkins. So he's able to take advantage of the lull here as they march off the penalty.
Holding, offense, third down.
Penalty takes the ball back to the 18-yard line. And it will be third down and 13. Third and 13 from the 18-yard line. Pressure. Jenkins scrambles away, then throws, but well shy of the first down. He hits Derek Hill, but Hill was covered. Walter Bailey in on the tackle, and Arizona will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Originally, the man that Jenkins was looking for was on the right side, Derek Hill, but Timmy Goad flushes him out of the pocket, so he makes a great adjustment, finds his secondary receiver, Joe Pryor, but not good enough for a first down. So here's the first chance and first opportunity for points on the football. Gary Costin.
31-yard attempt at an angle. He's a freshman. He's had a great year, and his kick is good. Gary Costin taking over for the graduated Max Zendejas puts Arizona on the board with 7:30 to play in the second period. 3-0 Wildcats. Gary Costin, the freshman kicker from Santa Ana, California, has given the U of A a 3-0 lead, a 31-yard kick and an angle. And Arizona is on top halfway through the second period. Costin kicks the shorter field goals, and Jeff Valder, number 19, kicks the longer ones and also does the kicking off. So he'll put it in the air. Back deep to receive for North Carolina is Eric Lewis, standing in his own 5. And it's a good kick. Down in the end zone by Lewis. It'll be 1st and 10 North Carolina at its own 20-yard line. 2 more bowl games coming your way here on ABC New Year's Day. And the second of those will be the USF&G Sugar Bowl from New Orleans. Nebraska, 5th ranked against 6th ranked LSU in their finale under Bill Arnsparger. Prior to that, at noon Eastern time, and that's 9 a.m. on the West Coast, Auburn against the Trojans of Southern California. New Year's action on ABC Sports. Option play, nothing develops for May. 2nd and 11. Some news, by the way, in regard to the Citrus Bowl. Pat Johnson, a reserve offensive tackle for Auburn, was found to have had steroids in his test. That news coming to us today, and means that he is out of the game. And also for Southern California, as many of you know, the All-American offensive lineman Jeff Regal is ineligible for the same reason. Pass is nearly intercepted out at the 26-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 11. Martin Rudolph, number 27. In regard to the drug tests, they are being done randomly. I say randomly in terms of which teams are being tested and when at the various bowl games. Neither of these teams has had to undergo a test, but there will be some random post-bowl game testing. Whether this is one of those games or not, nobody knows outside of the people who will do the testing. But to this point, neither Arizona nor North Carolina has been tested. Starr makes the catch and takes it out to the 29-yard line and appears to be just shy of the first down. We'll see where they give him progress to. They have to get to the 30 to keep this drive going.
It's been North Carolina's most successful offensive play this afternoon, the swing pass to the tailback. Not quite enough for the first down, so North Carolina will give it up again.
They spotted at the 29, thus it'll be 4th and 1, and Kenny Miller comes in to do the kicking. Derek Hill drops back for Arizona at his own 30. Partially blocked, but it takes a good North Carolina bounce. And it is down at the 41-yard line, and not bad, all things considered. Somebody gets a hand on the football, and you still get a 30-yard kick out of it, so he does avoid disaster.
Number 44, Boomer Gibson, is the man. He came up right up the middle. North Carolina didn't pick him up, and that's the story there.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Pretty good day thus far for that man, number 44, Boomer Gibson, who has recovered a fumble and gets credit for a partially blocked punt here.
Up back's fault. Richie Milligan was supposed to block Boomer, and Boomer did a nice job getting by him and getting a piece of the football.
What a day in Hawaii. Temperature now in the low 80s. Christmas time in the islands and the Aloha Bowl at Aloha Stadium. 3-0 Arizona. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Jenkins to the up back. That's Joe Pryor, and he goes nowhere. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Number 49, Mitch White, the sophomore from Brevard, North Carolina, makes the tackle.
Calling his number a lot this afternoon, and I guess they've been doing that all year long. He leads the Tar Heels in tackle. He's been a real force so far for Carolina.
2nd and 11, just outside the 40. 5:57 to go, first half. 3-0 Arizona. Jenkins. And the catch is made at the 43-yard line as Derek Hill walks the tightrope and is able to stay in bounds. Kept his feet in bounds, and in college ball, you only need 1 foot in.
And this is what Jenkins does best. He throws better on the run than he does out of the drop back pocket. That one was a wobbler, but Hill made a great adjustment, and as you said, Al, kept that 1 foot in bounds. 9-16.
1st and 10 at the 43 of North Carolina. First man through is Pryor for a gain of about 2. Jenkins, the quarterback, mentioned before he'd like to play quarterback in the pros. And I asked him before the game if he'd go to the CFL if necessary, as opposed to being, let's say, a defensive back in the NFL. And he said, you betcha, I want to throw the football. He's off the field, he's sort of mellow. On the field, though, they've had a hard time getting him to settle down at the outset of certain games. He's very high-strung, very emotional. 2nd down and 8 from the 41. Adams, nice hole through the middle, and Adams exploits it for a first down of the 32. In fact, Mike, one of the things they had to do with Jenkins was occasionally remove him from the locker room prior to the pregame pep talk. Newt Rockney would have given him a heart attack.
He is high-strung, and it's hurt him at times. In fact, a couple times this season, Larry Smith has seen fit to bench Alfred Jenkins, but as a way of just settling him down, not as a punishment. And he's responded. He's a winner. That's why Larry likes him.
First down from the 32-yard line. Jenkins, man open down the far side, and the catch is made, and out of bounds at the 7 is Vince Lottie, as the tight end had gotten free on the far side. And Arizona knocking on the door, 1st and goal after a 25-yard pickup.
Arizona not known for going to their tight ends all that much with the great speed they have at wide receiver, and Derek Hill, Kip Lewis, John Orton, Jeff Fairholm. Here, Jenkins, nice touch on this football. This is an indication of what he can do. And mistake in coverage there because Lonnie was wide open.
And North Carolina wants to take a timeout with Arizona having a 1st and goal just inside the 7-yard line. Carolina wants to get its defense in order. 4:37 to play in the half. Arizona 3, North Carolina nothing. The Aloha Bowl in Honolulu. Al Michaels and Mike Adamle with you. Arizona leading North Carolina 3-0. Larry Smith, the Arizona head coach, looks on. His team is at the Tar Heel 7, 1st and goal. 4:37 to go in the first half. Adams follows his blocking and is run out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. Mitch White again in on the tackle. 2nd down and goal.
David Adams, the Pac-10's leading rusher, just 5'6" tall, 176 pounds. He's the microchip of their offense. He's small, but he carries a big workload. Gets a lot done. He's another guy who wants to, he says he's a pro running back. I can make it. I can make it big.
Joe Morris did. 2nd and goal from the 4. Option to Adams. Puts his head down, but is stopped at the 1. Walter Bailey for the moment saving the touchdown. And it will be 3rd down goal.
Carolina's best offensive football player. Looks like the option was set up here. Jenkins holds it just long enough. Makes a blind pitch to Adams. Adams turns it up, but Bailey puts the stick on him. Negates any real forward progress, but the ball's down to the 1 as Dick Crum looks on.
3rd and goal. Under 4 minutes to play in the half. 3-0 Wildcats. Knox in motion. Adams again to the outside and in for the touchdown. Chuck Knox helping to lead the way. The son of, that's right, the Seahawks head coach in Seattle, Chuck Knox Sr., providing the blocking, leading Adams into the end zone.
Chuck Knox made a key block, and also number 34, if you can pick him up, he's the fullback, Charlie Webb. He makes a terrific block. So does Val Bachekis, one of their fine interior linemen. The touchdown. Now the close-up look. The pitch to Adams, and he does the rest. Watch the block of Webb, number 34. Terrific. Knocks Ron Burton, a man about 20 pounds heavier than he is, on the floor.
Costin, who did not miss an extra point attempt during the regular season, is now 35 for 35 overall. Arizona leads it by a score of 10-0, and we'll pay this visit to the campus of the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill.
Number 33, Chuck Knox in motion. The up back, he makes the block. Charlie Webb makes the block. And David Adams is in the end zone. Arizona leads 10-zip.
And Eric Lewis downs it in the end zone after Valder, again with a deep kickoff, puts North Carolina at its own 20-yard line. So we'll see if the Tar Heels can get something going. They came into this game an 8 or 9 point underdog, and right now they are down by 10. 10-0 Arizona. North Carolina at its own 20-yard line. Carolina making its first bowl appearance in 3 years. They are 6-9 in Tar Heel history in bowl appearances. Again, Arizona has never won a bowl game. 0-4-1, the one tie last year in the Sun Bowl against Georgia. May throws, and the catch is made at the 32-yard line, but out of bounds. Randy Marriott, number 23, able to catch it, but out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And once again, Mark May puts this ball right on. This is a frozen rope, folks. Yes. Marriott makes the adjustment, but I think it was a case of not having control of the football. So he did have that 1 foot in bounds.
May is 8 of 11. That's pretty good, but for only 58 yards. 2nd and 10, and through the middle and going nowhere is Eric Starr. Byron Evans, number 48. Very lightly recruited was Evans, number 48 out of high school, but he turned out to be the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year.
And with all the talk of Cornelius Bennett and Brian Bosworth and Shane Cotlin from Penn State, he was also one of the 5 finalists for the Butkus Award, which goes to the top linebacker in college football.
3rd down, 9 from the 21. And 6th at the 12 is made. George Hinkle, number 97, ran him down. And North Carolina will have to kick again with 2:50 to play in the half. Hinkle gets the sack. North Carolina totally stymied here in the 2nd period. Miller kicking from inside is 5, and it's a low kick. The line drive is caught by Hill at the 50-yard line. And he brings it back to the 46, and we'll spend a moment visiting the campus of the University of Arizona.
The University of Arizona team has recently scored a lot more than points. The UA team has discovered another solar system, uncovered an ancient city on Cyprus, and implanted the first artificial heart as a bridge to life. But our team really scores when our students uncover their own promise, the promise that will lead to tomorrow's discoveries. The University of Arizona in Tucson, making all of Arizona healthier, wealthier, and wiser.
2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the first half in the Aloha Bowl. Arizona 10, North Carolina nothing, and Arizona has it at the Tar Heel 46. Other news today, Dick Vermeil was offered the head coaching job of the Atlanta Falcons and has turned that down. So Dick, who has been the recipient of a number of offers since he left the Philadelphia Eagles a few years back and has been working in the interim and doing a great job as an analyst at CBS, opting not to take the Atlanta job. Tony Cooper is the man shaken up, and we'll see on the replay how that happens. Number 74.
Covering on the kick return, he really gets caught on the AstroTurf. His feet go out underneath him, and it looks like he either turned his ankle or sprained his knee slightly. Let's hope he's okay.
1st and 10, Arizona at the 46-yard line. Wildcats have 2 timeouts remaining. Greenhouse picks up one, the freshman out of Tempe, and the man who figures to be the starting tailback next season upon the graduation of David Adams.
Dear Mom sends snow. I think the only place that's ever snowed here in Hawaii is on the Big Island, right? They actually do some skiing up there, right?
Upper slopes. Number 93, it's Reuben Davis who is shaken up. So again, another injury to a Tar Heel. The report on Cooper is a sprained knee. And now it's Reuben Davis, Jr. out of Greensboro, North Carolina. A man who dropped 30 pounds prior to the season and went from about 310 to the current 280. Injuries had slowed him all of last season, and he's going to end this year with an injury in the Aloha Bowl as they continue to work on the defensive lineman. We can tell you that on Saturday, January 10th, it'll be the season premiere of ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour, the 25th year. And Earl Anthony is going to make a comeback this year. He's entered in the $500,000 U.S. Open from Tacoma, Washington. 3 Eastern and Pacific, 2 Central Time. The great one, the Shank, Chris Schenkel, coming out of Lake Tippecanoe, Indiana, to be your host again with Nelson Burton on the Pro Bowlers Tour in its silver anniversary season.
Go Wildcats! Go Arizona!
Reuben Davis is still getting the attention at midfield. Larry Smith, we talked about Smith and the fact that he is one of the prime candidates apparently for the head coaching job at the University of Southern California. And before this day is done, probably at halftime, we will spend a moment with Cedric Dempsey, who is the athletic director at the University of Arizona, and find out from the administrative end what is happening in that regard.
Well, talking to Larry this week too, Al, he really has. It would have to be, I think, some kind of spectacular offer to get him to leave Arizona. He's found a real home in Tucson. I know that the faculty and most of the people at the university would love to retain Larry Smith. He really has put their football program back on the map, and they'd hate to see him go.
He doesn't seem to be the bright lights kind of guy. That the people who feel he will stay in Tucson say he loves the lifestyle and he can do without the glitz and glamour, and it's a pleasant sight there as Davis gets up. But then again, through the years, he's worked under one-year contracts, a situation that apparently is going to be rectified through a Board of Regents edict in the future. And he's a hot property right now, so it'll be an interesting little choice that he might have to make. Again, we're assuming he will be offered the job, and that's a rather large assumption at this moment. Second down and 9 at the 45-yard line. Penalty marker. Jenkins is dropped at the 47, and we'll find out about the flag.
Tim Go, the man who made the top stop. One of the things they're very conscious of, North Carolina defensively, as we listen to the call for a second. One of the things they're very conscious about is Alfred Jenkins' running ability. So Goad is taught to stay home. Wait there. Don't commit. Don't over-pursue. And if he comes out of there, out of the quarterback draw and gets away, that's your responsibility.
Illegal procedure. Offense, 6 men on the line. Decline. 3rd down.
6 men on the line. Minimum requirement is 7. Jenkins nearly intercepted in and out of the hands of Mitch White, number 49, who's been all over the field on the pass intended for Derek Hill. It'll be 4th down and 11 with 1:30 to go in the half.
I know it's not indicative of the scoreboard, but Carolina really has done a solid defensive job. White just drops back into coverage, tips the ball away from Derek Hill. He had no chance to make the reception, so Cats have to punt.
Rodriguez, who excels at kicking the ball out of bounds or having it down inside the 20-yard line. He's had a terrific year in that respect. Gets off a high kick. Fair catch called for, made at the 11-yard line by Eric Lewis. And from there, will North Carolina begin its next drive after a 36-yard punt. Carolina with 2 timeouts remaining. And the clock showing 1:21 left in the first half. That Arizona has done.